We are the literal X-Men right now. In whatever way you did not fit in your entire life, that you could never get on board with, no matter how hard you tried, or maybe you didn't try, that's your superpower. So whatever that is, that's what's needed right now. It's needed. So please figure out what it is, know that that's your superpower, and lean into it. Also, work on getting in touch with your intuition. Learn how to tell the difference between your fear voice and your intuition voice. And people ask me this all the time. I go live every day on TikTok at night. And a lot of people ask, well, how do you know which is which? And believe me, it took me a long time. I used to ask everybody, and like nobody gave me a satisfactory answer. So it's really going to be up to you learning your body, you learning what it feels like, So it's like I can't actually, but I'll tell you what I felt when it was my fear voice. There was sort of like a pressury energy, kind of like a friend that has bad intentions for you, that's always trying to push you into things that aren't really good for you. That's the fear voice. It always kind of makes me feel like I'm missing out on something. I better do this. If I don't do this now, blah, 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 blah. It feels very threatening and pressury and all that kind of stuff. Whereas the intuition voice feels like more of an option and more like trying to be helpful, like a helpful friend, and sometimes the intuition is kind of has an urgent vibe to it, but not like if you don't do this, you're screwed. That's not the vibe. The vibe is more like, oh, do this, do this, do this, do this. And then if I don't do that, if I don't get to it, it'll wait until it kind of comes back around, because what's meant for you won't miss you. What's meant for you will not miss you, no matter what you do, no matter if you're not paying attention or whatever, it'll always come back around. There's cycles, and it'll always represent itself for you. So that's this voice. And so just keep paying attention. And the trick is, this is your ego. It's just trying to help you survive in your meat suit. And just listen to it and try not to act on it sometimes and see what happens. Go through that fourth wall with it. Because we're so used to, when we're younger, listening to that we never really know what it's like to not listen to it. Don't just try it, okay? Just try it where you don't listen to it and you find out what's on the other side. And then you're going to start to learn the difference. And it really has to do with like you getting to know, like I said in the beginning of this video, your body, the way it feels in your body to have intuition versus fear. So good luck with that. And remember, whatever way you didn't fit in is now your superpower. And believe me, I'm leaning into that hard right now. Also, with Pluto and Capricorn that we just completed, and now we're in Pluto and Aquarius, the hardships that a lot of us went through, the cardinal signs, Aries, Libra, oh my gosh, Capricorn and Cancer, those four signs especially, but really all the signs, because it was a global thing, since 2008, that was when Pluto was in Capricorn. If you went through hell during that time, I believe we were like the warriors being prepared for right now. We were being made for this. We're made for this. And our souls chose to come here at this time because we knew we could do this, because we're like badass. We can go through so many things that some of those other people, if they had a fraction of what we've been through, they wouldn't even survive. They would be like, oh, you guys, I'm done. And we wake up every day. We're like Jason in Friday the 13th movies. I don't know how we are still moving around and living, but we are. And that's because we were meant to be here, and we're warriors. We're spiritual warriors. So I'm excited. Like, I'm not happy. Don't get that twisted. I'm just finally happy to be like, like in X-Men, when you finally feel like you belong. You're like, is this finally me like fitting in somewhere? Like, what?